we're going to need to outsmart these forces as much as we outfight them. But we'll have time to determine a best strategy when we actually see the scenario, I guess.
I agree. I think that we should head to the site of the battle.
Very well, I agree.
You guys are going to head out to the site of the battle?
Unless there are any objections.
Okay.
I agree with whatever we say.
Okay, then.
All right.
That was not helpful at all.
Well, okay.
You're welcome.
I'll explain a little bit. Actually, last question. Who did you speak to anyone significant in Red Wolf?
We spoke to the mayor.
His name's Snuffleupagus.
Well,
Wait, what was his name?
Snuffy.
Well, the actual name.
Benedict Felesdaba.
Benedict.
Is that name familiar to me, Jason? Is that the same mayor that I might have known when I was younger?
No. It's a different mayor.
Okay. It's sort of comforting to know that the ranks might have changed out, but then again, that might mean they might not know exactly what happened.
I agree too.
Right.
I guess we should head out, and Greg can have his story time while we're going.
Yes, I'll explain a little bit.
It's a week by foot to where you.
Plenty of time to tell the story. This better not be.
First, the first thing I'm going to point out really quickly is, if you haven't figured it out by now, I don't think I made any indication. My current name is not my birth name. I changed it shortly after I left Red Wolf. Partially because if anyone sent out word of as you saw, the outlaw, that someone would have tried to come after me sooner than later. My birth name was Thovin, to be honest. Last name was Chandler. I haven't gone by that name in months.
I like your new name better. No
I think
offense.
that's a better name.
I agree. It's easier to make a nicer sounding name when you're choosing yourself and not being given to it by birth. But the fact of the matter was, when I was growing up in Red Wolf, I wasn't the best of children. I pickpocketed and ran around with friends as little thieves when I was younger. By the time I was in my young teens, I worked for one of the lower members of the council and was given a job to essentially sabotage an event that the military was holding in an attempt to bolster the need for financing in a different way. It went poorly, and I went to jail for that period of time. And then shortly afterwards, few years later, there was a bit of unrest in Red Wolf. As you could tell, it's a town that doesn't rest easily. And I decided to get wrapped up in one of the protests and one of the demonstrations. And not only were people's lives lost, they were lost with me being viewed as the leader and the head of these fights. And so, even before I was officially an adult, I was turned into a high-level convict, thrown into jail, and escaped a few months afterwards with someone else. And from that point, I actually trekked across the land that a demon baron now holds to make my way eventually to Colin Grove, which is where I stayed until I met the rest of you. So, to say the least, I don't know how many people here even would even recognize who I am, but I didn't want to risk that. The people here, they would love to have a large criminal taken to justice to bolster their morale, especially at a time like this. But
so the day passes and night comes. Who's going to be on second shift?
If we stick from the shift we had last time, it's
Dother, right?
Dother and John.
Dother, you notice... Dother and John, you both notice a shadowy figure approaching from the west of you. He doesn't appear to be trying to hide himself, and in fact, he just appears to be walking towards you.
All right. Well, let's rouse the rest of the party, and if he actually approaches,
trees.
Yeah, right. Is he actually approaching, like coming straight towards us, or just?
Yeah, he's coming straight towards you. He's walking. He's not running or anything.
All right, well, once he gets within earshot, I shout out, "Who approaches? Friend or foe?"
The man doesn't say anything, but he holds his arms up as if he's surrendering in the air. In his right hand, you see some sort of note or a message of some kind. He continues to approach at a normal pace, but he doesn't appear to be being aggressive.
Well, I'm going to mutter to the others to stay alert, but... I mean, you guys are free to attack if you want to, but I'm not going to.
I'm going back to sleep. Okay.
All right, good night, doll.
Alright, he approaches you, and he starts speaking in a language you can't quite understand, and then hands you this note. It seems to be a wrapped piece of parchment with a seal of a black dragon on it, and he says some more things in a language you're not quite sure what you're hearing, and then walks off.
I look at the note.
You break the seal and open it up. Inside it, you find a map, at least a partial map. It seems to be the map of the surrounding area. You see the hills to the north of Red Wolf. You see an X, or well, actually an X marked to roughly the location that you were headed towards. But it seems to be in a position you sort of didn't estimate it to be at. Estimate a tower to be at. There is another X to the northwest of what appears to be a very large tower. And then there's a circle where, on a piece of land where you swear that was Vante's tower. It's just a red circle as opposed to an X.
Huh. Wait a minute.
What's the matter, Dother?
Well, there's 3 towers marked here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no. No. I don't want to go back there.
Wait, what's marked?
Someone is trying to tell us to go to Vante's tower.
Wait. But we're all the way over here. We can't go back there. Well, why would we want to go to Vante's tower?
I don't know.
What are the other towers that it indicates?
I'm going to compare them with my knowledge of the area. I assume that there are other towers of the Demon Baron.
You can pretty roughly assume that these are towers of the Demon Baron. You do notice that on the map there are 2 other towers roughly where Watchman's North and Watchman's South used to be. There are also X's there, but they aren't just X's. They're marked with a square as well.
I wish we could have understood what that person was trying to say. Might have been useful information, but it might have been, well. It's not like we can just turn around.
Jeez.
Doll.
Yeah.
Doll.
Yeah.
You know that dream you had?
Yeah. No. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. You did. You do remember it.
Yes.
You said that one of the towers was not connected by a road, right?
Yeah. There's.
So
there
yes.
was one, but it didn't have a road next to it.
Vante's
Sort of floating out there.
Okay, Vante's tower is not connected to the Demon Baron at all. What if the person who's trying to send us this was also trying to send some sort of a dream to Doll?
Who's sending a dream to who now?
Doll, what god do you worship?
I've been helping out Bahamut for a while. Ever since your dragon friend convinced me to do it. Doing us to score points with the big guy anyway, and
Oh.
Wow, what's that?
I think that we might want to take this advice.
What advice?
Wait. In terms of going where? Vante's tower. Oh.
Well, this tells us a few different things. we've been told what's going on where, and we also know. Well, now we know almost exactly the location of the two other towers. They're controlled by the Demon Baron.
Mm-hmm.
This doesn't make any sense, though. If we could do damage to the Demon Baron's forces, then why would we be told to go to Vante Tower?
Perhaps there's something hidden there that belongs to the Demon Baron, or actually might be unintentionally bolstering their forces. Or...
information.
Exactly.
Is that all the map says?
Did you happen to visit Vante's Tower while I was out? For any reason?
I don't think we visited Vante's Tower at any point.
Okay.
At least
as a whole.
We were never told me that.
Dother, as you're talking about this, you look around the map and you notice that on the back of it there seems to be something written in common, and it reads, it reads, "She's okay. She sleeps well, and she's okay and she sleeps well at night and is fed, but the time is coming where she will not be okay," and then it just ends.
How long will it take us to reach Vante's Tower?
It would take a week and a half at least, if not 2 weeks to get there.
Well, hold on, it's a week from here. Oh dear God, that's a while.
The fastest way to get there would be to trek directly across the Demon Baron's plains.
Yeah, the fastest way to get there is literally to keep going where you're going. Because you're here, so that's going to be what? Stop that. It's going to be here. It'll be going through a desert, crossing water. That'd be a week. Hang on. That's less than a week. Sorry. That should be 8 days, assuming you can find a way to trek directly across water.
He said there's a mark here. Why don't we just go after that?
If we do continue forward with the plan to attack this tower, I think that we do need to head straight for Vante's Tower afterwards.
I don't think that's too bad of an idea. I mean, at the very least, I don't know how long the Red Wolf forces will be able to keep the Demon Baron from getting to the hills, but if we could stop that, then it's going to be a rather tough trek. But fortunately, I still got plenty of rations for us, and we can try to work off of that. So,
and if we meet the army, we can get any more supplies we might need to go across the desert.
Exactly. So, short-term goal is unchanged. Long-term goal is once we deal with that, we don't go for the Demon Baron. We go to Vante's Tower.
All right.
Dother, do a perception check.
Okay. I don't have him impersonated anymore. What the hell? There it is. 18.
You look at the map, Dother, and you're not really convinced that the circle is where you're supposed to go, per se. There seems to be different markings for different areas. There are 2 towers you know of that are still standing. There are 2 towers that are gone with X's with squares
around them.
And then there's something with a circle.
Maybe it's not where a tower is, but where a tower is going to be.
Hmm?
You mean, oh dear, you think they might be attacking Vante's Tower and using that as a beacon of sort, or as a stronghold? Oh.
It may not be that they're attacking, but maybe a goal is for them to attack it in the long run.
Well, what would be there that they would be interested in, though?
You saw what Vante has.
A new foothold on the continent.
But you talked about information. Vante has a lot of information at his tower.